難しいことだらけだったっていうのが正直なところで、えっと、彼、埼玉は圧倒的なパワーっていうものを持ってて、で、それを持った人間が、その圧倒的なパワーを使って何かをするっていうことに対して関心を持てるか持てないかっていうところで、ちょっとこう、まあ、そこでこう来る無気力感というか、また同じことの繰り返しみたいな感じのところっていうのがやっぱりきっとあるんですけれども、圧倒的なパワーを持っているっていう、そんな彼でもやっぱり一人の人間なわけで、なのでこう敵と戦う時っていうその危機的状況だけに関しては、ちょっとした無関心だとか無気力だとか、無力感みたいな感じのものも感じつつ、ただその日常の例えばバーゲンのそのセールの日に何かを買うのを忘れたとか、ゴミ出すの忘れたとか、なんかそういうことに関してはすごく人間っぽい、そんな演じ方をしていると思います。
I think that, you could perceive Saitama as like a very cool character, but I don't think that's the way he sees himself. Like, you forget that he is a regular human being. He does get, super upset when he forgets to take the trash out, or like, and it is easier that I have like a guide, sort of like a guide track to help me out, but at the same time, you do try to bring some of yourself to every character.
Well, I think for Moomin Rider, I would say the most challenging part is putting all of your heart into every line and moment, because as you go through, you find that even when he's in the smallest moment, it's like rescuing a cat out of a tree or deciding to stand up to pedal his bike, he's like 100% dedicated to every moment and line that he says. So that's actually kind of a tough acting challenge to focus, because he doesn't really have a moment of all that much quiet reflection or sort of a range of stuff. He's always fully dedicated. The only quiet moment he has is when he's having ramen with Saitama.
I'd say for me, probably the toughest challenge of Sonic was probably his toughness and arrogance, because he's not this wild and wacky character. He's actually earned this arrogance to think, oh, I am the greatest in the world. I have had no challenges up until Saitama. So it was really kind of tough for me to get in this mindset of, oh, I'm the best at this one thing. And in this wacky and wild world where everything is just straight 110% craziness, being able to just kind of play this arrogant, tough character was really fun, because he gets his little comeuppance, and all the comedy is not in him being really crazy or wacky. It's just all in, I'm this tough guy, and oh no, suddenly I'm not so tough anymore.
そうですね、難しかったことで言えば、原作の村田先生の絵をアニメ化するにあたって、やっぱりだいぶ絵のハードルが高かったってことが難しかったですね。それにキャラクターも一人一人、一癖も二癖もあるようなキャラクターなんで、その声優さんがどうやって演じていくかとか、そういうのを、考えるのも大変だっただろうし、それをちょっとまとめてアニメにまとめていくっていうのが結構大変でしたね。でも逆に楽しかったことはやっぱり、それだけ結構悩みながらやったものがやっぱりいいものになってたんで、そういうのをラッシュとかで見たときはすごく楽しかったし嬉しかったですね。
I only worked on the localization and now the dub, so I didn't have to deal with the art, fortunately. But for me, I think the toughest part as I was working on the subtitles was thinking about the casting, and I could not, for the life of me, think what kind of voice would be suited for Saitama. Furukawa-san did a great job, but his performance was very unique, I think. So trying to think about how I could convert that to an English voice actor, I had really no idea. And when the auditions came in and I heard Max's audition, I was like, oh my God, I'm saved, because there's one guy who gets the part. And immediately I was like, that's him. That's the voice of Saitama.
そうですね、なんか一緒ですね。日本版の埼玉の声優さん選んだ時も結構オーディションを いっぱいいろんな人に来てもらってやってもらったんですけど、自分も古川さんが来た時に古川さんだと思って助かったっていう感じだったんですよ。だから結構やっぱりねこうやっぱりマッチする人っているんだなっていうのが思って結構すごい共感しますね。
I would love to ask the original creator, but I think the face that he spends the most time in isn't just an art style. It's a blank slate, is what it looks like to me. So the cool part about it is, he's just a walking existential crisis. Like that's what he is at the core of his being, which has got to be tough for the gentlemen who play him, because how do you make that human? But the great part about it is, that's what it is to be human. So if the existential question is, if all of us are walking through life like, I want to be the best voice actor, I want to be the best director, I want to be the best bank clerk or shop teller or whatever, and then you achieve that, what's left in life? And I think it's just a man and every man trying to answer that question, which is why he's so relatable, which is why he's so human, and we can kind of project on him what we see in ourselves, and that's what makes him such a cool character.
I just think he has a lot of passion and kind of like what everybody else has been saying. I mean, he is a little bit of a tough nut to crack, I would say, because just because of kind of all the different emotions that he shows and like what he does. Like, he's still a normal guy, but then he's really just like a passionate dude who wants to have a really fulfilling life underneath all of that. So I think it's just kind of like he's just kind of always looking for that, and it's never ended. Even after he's gained all of the power in the world, he's still looking for more. And I think that's kind of like, I think like Robbie was saying too, like I think that's kind of like what makes him so relatable too, is that you just, in life, you always kind of you always want more, I mean, you always, at least for me, you always want to be the best, or you always want to just strive to do better, be a better person, and things like that.
This is actually one of the real joys I find in this series, is that everyone comes to Saitama with a different interpretation of who he is. And I find that fascinating. He's such a deep character, and it makes it a really deep series. We had similar conversations when we were going through casting. Who is Saitama? And everyone in Viz, the producers and some of our other team members had different interpretations of who he is. And I found that amazing. But my own interpretation, and I think I put this into Max's head once, is that there are Zen monks walking around who sit all day and are completely detached from reality. But there are also Zen monks who eat meat and, make love and do everything that normal people do, but they are still detached and looking for enlightenment. And I think that is where Saitama's character is going. He is so enlightened already, or maybe not quite enlightened, but going that direction, that his actions may seem like that of a normal person, but he's actually on that path, getting stronger by being spiritually stronger. And I hope to see like the character develop in the future that way, either through the manga or through the anime.
でもすごくそのお坊さんとかその達観してるというか、そういう感じはイメージは自分も持っていて作ってはいましたね。よくよく考えてみるとあれですよね、あんまり作品上いちゃいけない人物でもあるわけじゃないですか。誰でもワンパンチで倒してもらう最強の力を持っている。それをうまく物語になんていうんですかね、リアリティを持って入れ込んでいるっていうところがなんていうのかな、面白さなのかなと思って、ありえない組み合わせだと思うんですね。最強の力を持っててああいう人間性に果たしてなるかって言ったら難しい。おごりとかね、そのヒーローだったらかっこよかったりするけど、ああいう見た目でね、っていうところがこのそうですね、このワンパンマンという作品のテーマなのかなと思って、それが埼玉の本質に近いのかなっていう感じは思ってますね。あくまで個人的な感想なんで、またね原作のワンさんとかね村田先生はまたちょっと違った考え方を持ってるとは思うんですけどね、ちょっと自分はそういうふうに考えながら作ってたりしましたね。
Yay, you guys all did great.